Hello Cancer, and welcome to my channel Green Line Goddess Tarot. Let's see what's come out for you straight away. So this is your reading for May. We have Page of Feathers, Exploration and Discovery, this cute little raccoon. It's all about going through things, and I know raccoons are renowned for going through the trash. So I kind of feel like it's this sense of going through someone's kind of like baggage of some sort, or rubbish of some sort, in a way, but I kind of like baggage, whether this is your own baggage or someone else's baggage, but not in a way that it feels heavy. It's more in a way, you know, when you kind of maybe you're sorting things out, what you're ready to throw out. So it's kind of feels quite cathartic and healing. It doesn't feel like you've got a lot of emotional attachment to it. So it might be kind of like one of those things, say, just as like the emotional connection, like an example of how I can explain the emotional connection I'm here. Just say your great aunt Martha passed away. You didn't really know her very well. You're going through her things, sorting her stuff out. And it's kind of like interesting and fascinating, but at the same time, there's a lot of memorabilia from an old life. Somebody else's life, or perhaps this is like an old cycle that is over, that you kind of feels like an old life, feels like, you know, you're watching a movie of an old cycle or an old version of you. But and so it's not like it's a particularly heavy, serious, like, you know, there's not a lot of grief or sadness around it. It's just more of a curious, this is interesting, this is somebody's life, and what do I want to keep and what do we need to throw out? Ultimately, you know, mostly you have to kind of get rid of everything from great Aunt Martha's estate in some way. It needs to move on into different places. So that's, I know it's a kind of a bit of a strange analogy, Cancer, but that's kind of what I'm getting for you, is that I feel like part of the reason why there isn't the emotional connection is because the karma is released. It's kind of got a sense of it's just over and you've detached from it. So yeah, it just feels like it's over and it's been processed. So there's something that you kind of just doing the final kind of clearing out the necessary things that are going on. So this is like I said, the Page of Swords, which is all about exploration and discovery, the new things that you're discovering here, about something that feels old, like an old cycle. So it may be like, oh, you know, I never thought of it that way, or I never knew that that person did that, or I never knew that they lived there, or, you know, this could be the past returning, old people returning from your past, or, you know, news coming in some way, shape or form. You're hearing about people through social media, but it's all coming in to kind of inform you or give you some kind of new perspective that is shifting where you're at this moment in time, your present. So yeah, lots happening. So lots happening in May. We start the month off with Pluto goes into retrograde, the planet of birth, death, rebirth, transformation. So it's going through a retrograde cycle that starts on the 2nd of May. And so it may be like a little bit like this sense of, I was getting like the raccoon going through the trash in that, and trash is probably a bit harsh, you know, if we're thinking about the memorabilia of somebody's life, it's not trash, but it's, I guess memorabilia is probably a better word for it, or it's hard to explain it, but hopefully you understand what I'm saying. But it's this sense of Pluto is about, retrograde cycles are about going back over things. And so Pluto is saying, let's go back over some old energies that are ready to transform, some old cycles that are in the process of ending or have ended. And it's just about the final understanding of what's going on and what has gone on there, and allowing it to fully transform. And so I think it goes with that Page of Feathers. We also start off the month of May with Mercury in retrograde. So we've got kind of a lot, and this is the Page of Feathers, the Page of Air, the Page of Swords. So it is very much a sense that you know, Mercury is about communication. It's the element of air. It's about going back over old information, old things, old contracts, and just reworking it. And so it kind of this analogy, this information that I've given it, because it's in Taurus. Taurus is very much about the earthly realm. We're going back over things that are about, you know, like great old Aunt Martha's life, but it's related to her estate or her home or her possessions. So it's very much Taurian energies about the things that you have in the material realm, where you live, your home. So there could be your money, your relationship to like your body, your clothes, your food. So it can be all those sort of things that you're kind of thinking about and going back over. Here with the little page of feathers, got a lot to do, this little raccoon. But I like how it's just got this very open and curious mind, like, oh, this is interesting. Let's see what's coming up. So it's kind of saying maybe that's a really great way to kind of approach some of the information that's coming to you at this moment in time. And then we are in eclipse season still. So it kind of, we've just had the big solar eclipse in the new moon in Aries in April, and now we're moving into, in May, there is a lunar eclipse, which is the full moon in Scorpio on May the 5th at 15 degrees of Scorpio. So, you know, when you're in between eclipse seasons, things can seem uncertain, or it can feel like you're transitioning from an old energy into a new energy when we're processing some of the old and stepping into the new. So definitely can be that. And then we have a beautiful new moon in the sign of Taurus on the 19th of May at 28 degrees of Taurus. And then we move into Gemini season. So, I mean, there's a lot happening this month. But we have, okay, what's shifting and changing? Sword to Venus, Libra. So this is very much the decisions that you're making, the decision-making process, having to make a lot of decisions, even being hesitant to have to make a lot of decisions that are coming through here. But I do feel like it's... there's going to be a lot of consideration of other people, and, you know, it's like this thing, what they're showing me is like, just say you're the executor of the estate, say for great aunt Martha, whatever this is in your life, whatever the old cycle, you're going to have to kind of go with me for this, with this one. But just say you're the executor of the estate, the old cycle that's leaving. And so now you have to kind of attribute like, okay, Kathy over there is getting all the jewelry. George is getting the cars. Fred's getting the house. And it's almost like this sense of analysis and assigning where things are going and, you know, reworking a whole heap of stuff through. So there might be a lot of decisions to be made about this goes there, that goes there, this is going here. And you might be like working, re-editing, restructuring, reworking, redeciding, going over a whole heap of stuff here. So there's a lot of information coming to you, and you might be a little bit hesitant about some of the information that's coming in, or some of the decisions that's coming through at this moment in time. So let's see what else is coming through for you, Cancer. I just feel like there's a lot going on inside that beautiful mind of yours, and being in Gemini season, I think that there could just be a lot going on in terms of the element of air. So let's see what else. And as you know, Mercury rules Gemini, so we've got a bit of Gemini and Taurus happening throughout this whole month of May, a lot of that kind of energy going on. So Cancer, I just wanted to let you know that this reading is for Cancer, Sun, Moon and Rising. Always recommend to watch all three of your placements if you know where they are, because they give you the bigger picture of what's going on for you, a more holistic view. And this is a general reading, Cancer. Just take what feels right, leave the rest. And if it does really resonate, there will be an extended reading, and the link for that will be in the description box below. And you can buy the extended reading either individually, or you might like to check out a beautiful Patreon community that we're building and growing at this moment in time. And in that membership, you have access to all 12 signs. So you might like to cross-watch or watch your Sun, Moon and Rising for all the extendeds, plus a whole heap of extra content. So would love it if you check that out. So let's see what's coming in. The Queen of Swords, a lot of Libra energy about what you're opening your heart to. And yeah, the Judgment card, this is the review process coming in. So what are you offering to who? And there could be a little bit of conflict around it. So I feel like it's, it's an interesting process. I just feel like you have to be a little bit discerning with some of the decisions and where your energy, what's going where with this, and who's getting what, and who's getting your attention, your time, your effort, your energy, your money. And, you know, I feel like you kind of want to be in a gazillion places at once. So the overall energy, though, we have the Knight of Cups, which is about following your heart, following your hopes and dreams, listening to what your heart is saying here with this Knight of Cups. This can be love and romance. And it's crossed by the Four of Swords, which is a very Gemini-like energy. It's very much about taking a break, It's retreating. It's about going back over all the old information that you've been taught here, putting these 3 swords to the side. This is the figure taking a break in the crypt. The 3 swords that represents the wounds. I'm putting that to the side for the moment. I'm not being triggered. I just need to understand what's going on here. And it's like going over the old stories. The stained glass windows represents the stories that you've been told, or the information, or the story that you're telling yourself at this moment in time. So you're kind of being crossed by that, because it might mean that where your heart is leading you at this moment in time, it may be saying you need to there might be a story that you're telling yourself that's blocking you, or a piece of information that's come through at this moment in time that's blocking you from moving forward. So it may be that you're really kind of needing to find the clarity within a situation. So in your conscious mind, you've got the 2 of Cups, which means that you've got relationship and people that you're thinking about here. This might be a particular relationship. This is love and connection with the 2 of Cups, which is really, really nice. And so this is very much, again, this sense of there's so much going on through your mind that you're analysing, you're trawling through and trying to work out whether you want to invest your time, effort and energy and what makes sense and what doesn't at this moment in time, especially with a particular relationship or relationships in your life, a lot of energy around that. So, yeah, the 2 of Cups, you might have someone on your mind, but yeah, it might even be this sense of I need to kind of have some space from that person to kind of work out what I'm thinking here, what's going on. So at the base, we have the Ace of Cups. So this is the card of love. It's interesting. There's a lot of love here with all this row, the Knight of Cups, which is love and romance. The Ace of Cups is the birth of love. The 2 of Cups is, 2 people coming together. But it does feel like being crossed by the 4 of Swords, there's a big, really what's going on inside your mind, and this information you've been taught or heard, or the belief systems or the stories. That's kind of like what you think about a person might be what's blocking you here from really stepping, or people in general, belief systems about people in general might be blocking you from stepping into this and connecting to this. With the Ace of Cups, which is at the base, deep down inside of you, you're opening and readying, and there's a new cycle of feeling differently, a new cycle of healing that can come through. So this might be an old relationship that you're kind of unpacking, and like we said, great aunt, old Martha. Well, this could be somebody an old relationship, somebody that you were together with for a while there, or it could be a family member, an old friend. It just feels like this is a sense of where we're going over the memorabilia, the stories, the fragments of the memories, everything of the past. It's got this sort of old sentimental energy to it. But yeah, you might be starting to feel very differently about it, or it's the start of a healing cycle around it that's coming through. So either way, with this Ace of Cups, this is your heart saying, I'm ready to open up again and heal, to love. So in the recent past, we've got the High Priestess. And so the High Priestess is the secret keeper. The High Priestess is your intuition for a start as well. So you might have got some very highly intuitive messages around a person, or just kind of got a feeling that you're going to hear from this person, or that this has come up for you to kind of, to finally clear out in some way, shape or form. But she also is like the secret keeper, the High Priestess. So it may be that a piece of information came to you that you're processing here. Maybe we found out Great Aunt Martha was really had millions of dollars, and it's like, whoa, okay, I need to process that. Or maybe we found out that she really had some secret past, like a secret family or something, something potentially gets revealed or unearthed. So it doesn't have to be quite that, kind of dramatic or anything like that. But I just feel like with the High Priestess, it's very much like something gets revealed to you and you're intuitively just kind of knowing or sensing something or seeing something and understanding that it's a process. You're processing that inside your rational mind, those messages that you're getting. So and it might be like, I knew it all along. I knew that Great Aunt Martha was like secretly like this or that. But it kind of has this feeling like mostly that it's just so much information is coming to you about an old relationship that is helpful for you now to be able to release some energy around that. Because we see in the near future, the World card, you know, this is very much saying that there's a cycle that's completed. And that's what I feel like you're doing here with the completion of the estate. You know, it's the ending of a cycle. We're reviewing, we're going over it all and, you know, clearing it out, quite literally, that energy, that information, whatever it is, possessions, you might be throwing things out. But, yeah, the world is saying this is the end, that something has, you know, reached its natural conclusion here. So the world kind of is like freeing you. You're freed from that cycle, which is why I kind of get this sense that there's not the emotional baggage around it that previously there may have been, or a connection. So you're presenting as the Ten of Wands. So this may be something that you've carried around for a while, actually. You know, if something to do with whether you've carried somebody's secret around, or you've had your own secret, or you've known this information, or you've carried the things that occurred within this relationship around for a while. You can see this Ten of Wands is at the end of the road. You know, it's just every step is becoming heavier and heavier and heavier. And so it almost feels like it's kind of like it has been a bit of a burden, you know, that there's been something here that has been kind of heavy that you need to kind of move on from into a lighter energy. And because we have the energy surrounding you as the Hermit, so this is very much, you know, like an old age, a ripe old age. It's something that's been around for a long time, or someone that's been around for a long time, or someone that's kind of quite old. It could be as well. The age could actually be a thing here, which is why they keep showing me like some sort of metaphorical passing of somebody who was an energy that was, you know, quite old here. So the Hermit can be a little bit of soul searching, needing to think deeply about something. And it very much is, again, it's connecting you to the wisdom of the High Priestess as well, because it's right next to the High Priestess. The wisdom of your intuition. So trust that. And you might really be feeling this with the Hermit energy in terms of, you know, messages from your body. But this could also be somebody very wise around you, that's somebody that has had a lot of experience, or someone who's a lot older that is having an impact on you at this moment in time. I feel like this person's got information or shining a light little on situations for you. So maybe not heaps, but it might just be enough of a little bit of, just enough to kind of get you, you know, it might only need to be one bit of information, but it might be like a really important piece of information that comes through. So in your hopes and fears, we've got the Moon card, and the Moon card is, yeah, I mean, the Moon is your planetary ruler here, Cancer, but the Moon can be where something's really unclear. There's a lot of underlying things that just that are coming up and out to be cleared out. So, yeah, all the past, trawling over the past memories, all the old secrets, the stories, things that just weren't clear. Now it's a sense of you discovering a whole heap of new things and having to make some decisions about that. So that's why I like how the outcome, you've got the Queen of Swords here, the Page of Cups, and the Judgment card. So the Judgment card quite literally is the card of like some kind of review of a life or an old life, and clearing and cleaning that out, and kind of, you know, what are we doing with that? We're clearing that old energy out. So that's kind of where we got that analogy of Great Aunt Martha, an old cycle ending. But the Page of Cups is this energy here in the heart here, that is the Two of Cups, the Knight of Cups, and the Ace of Cups. Basically, it's what's happening deep inside of you, is something is opening up for you. You're opening your heart to a new experience, a new person. So this is kind of where it's like, well, if we want to make room for this new cycle that's coming through, we need to clear out the old. And so there could be some surprising things that come through with this, you know, new people, new fresh energy, surprising offers. You might be surprised at the things you're saying yes to or opening your heart up to, which could be really interesting. And this Queen of Swords is very clear. She's got her head above the clouds of fear and doubt, and she's saying yes to some things, no to other things, and kind of making decisions. But this is very internal, divine, feminine energy. So it's really understanding on a bigger level that there is a decision here that you're discovering about yourself, a new path to explore when opening your heart to a new energy. And this Queen of Swords is going in a resolve. I'm saying yes to this. So, yeah, it feels like there's a really big yes to new, fresh energy inside your emotional body, your healing body, your heart that's coming through. But it does come with this judgment energy of review of old things that are coming up and out to be cleared out. So we have as an overall energy the Five of Swords, and this could be that there's some kind of like tension or conflict around all of this. It may be that, you know, Great Aunt Martha's siblings are all fighting over the money, or someone's not happy with the decision that you've made, or that they really want the bed, they really want the house, or somebody really wants the car. Whatever it is, somebody wants something that somebody else has got. And it just could be, you know, with all these sort of it's tricky situations that are coming in here, there definitely could be conflict with the things that, you know, that you're trawling through, the information that you're trawling through. And it may be part of what you're trawling through is conflict with somebody, an old conflict or something that comes up where it's been, you know, like either you just had a fight, or you weren't on, there was a quarrel, or that there was a misunderstanding, or you just have very, very different belief systems. You just weren't on the same page. It's like we're speaking a different language. Some kind of conflict that's been around a relationship here, or relationships in general, is just being sorted out here. So there's a process connected to it, but there's also this very beautiful thing that's birthing here, because, like I said, it just feels like I want you to feel a lot lighter here with this energy that you've been carrying around. The Ace of Cups wants to feel light and new and fresh, like a refreshing energy that comes through for your heart. So let's see what affirmation card for you. We've got every thought I think is creating my future. Well, I think you're going to be very, very aware of that with all this element of air coming in. So there's a lot of analysis and going over things and all that sort of stuff. It says the universe totally supports every thought I choose to think and believe. I have unlimited choices about what I think. I choose balance, harmony, and peace. And that's what the Queen of Swords would choose, being a Libra energy. Usually Libra energy likes to choose those things. And I express it in my life, and yeah, very much expressing it. And it might actually be surprising the way that you're expressing that in your life as well. So it's like, I'm not choosing to engage in this conflict. I'm choosing to kind of bring about this situation of clearing out the old into a place of peace, which will be the best outcome for all as well. So we have the beautiful key as your charm. Okay, so the keys, as you know, represent unlocking things. So lots being secrets have been unlocked, healings being unlocked, emotions are being unlocked here, new feelings are being unlocked here, burdens are being unlocked and released. You know, it's like you've been given the key to something. So this could also be, you know, with this, it's like looking at things that you have that involve keys. So it's like, okay, so sorry about this analogy about Great Aunt Martha, but they keep showing me this. It's like you've been given the key to her house because you've got to go through her house and go through her estate and then work out who's getting the house. So they're going to get a key. Who's getting the car? So then they're going to get a key. So these keys could represent new cars, could represent housing situation, reviews of housing situation, reviews of travel, and you know when it comes to cars and things like that. Yeah, I mean, unlocking treasures. There's just so much that you can unlock, that you can explore and discover with this. So much information is coming through with this, and so they're kind of just saying, rather than pinpointing it to a specific thing, like, oh yeah, you're going to get a key to a car. It's more a sense of it's a process of unlocking a lot of energy, processing it, sorting through it, and clearing it out. And while in the meantime, it's like be open for the blessings that are coming through with that as well, because it's making way for beautiful new cycles and blessings to come through, especially around the element of water, your element around your heart, and healing around the heart, and opening up to new joy, new love, new happiness. So yeah, there's just a lot happening here, Cancer. But like I said, with the Page of Feathers, I would just have a very open and curious mind, trying to understand that some of these cycles have naturally already ended, and that there's possibility for some of the decisions that you're making here to bring about a sense of harmony where there's been some conflict. So that's your reading, Cancer. Thanks so much for joining me. Please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. Love to read your comments. I'm going to take it over to the extended reading now, where we're going to see, okay, we've got this sense of this beautiful Queen of Swords is saying yes, that some sort of unexpected thing that's coming in, unexpected offer or unexpected person, event, situation that she's opening her heart and going yes to. But it is requiring, like I said, the judgment energy. So this could be a second chance at love, a second chance at healing, a second chance energy after we've gone past this review process. So I really feel like let's see where this is going in the future and the future beyond that. And so we're going to explore this a little bit deeper. We'll ask some clarifiers, and we'll also pull the best way to work with this energy to be able to make it a harmonious process and to get the best results. So that's all in the extended reading. Would love it if you come over, Cancer. The link is in the description box below. And as I said, you can buy the extendeds individually, or you might like to check out our beautiful Patreon community that we're building and growing at this moment. And you have access to all 12 signs and the extended readings for all of them, plus a whole heap of extra content. So love it if you check that out. The link for both of those things is in the description box below.